there. I was just going through the list of things and differences that I'm going to speak about in this video from school to university. Oh my gosh, it is a big change. I used to study in a boarding school called Kodaikanal International School, which was a school in South India. And now I study in New York University, the New York campus, and I'm doing a double major in journalism and dramatic literature. One of the basic differences that I found between university and school is, in my school, and I guess all schools, we used to have these big general assembly meetings where the principal and the teachers would tell us about the upcoming events, any developments, etc., etc. However, at university, everything from coronavirus related developments to any activities that we are having, everything is communicated to you via email. So literally, I get like 20 plus emails from the different departments at NYU every single day, excluding Saturday and Sunday. So as a university student, one thing I learned in the first semester, rather the first week itself, was how to organize your email and your inbox, because I am a clutter-free person. I don't like having so many things to read. So sorting out your email system is one of the first things I learned being a university student. The second difference I noticed was in departments. In school, yes, we had a bunch of departments. We had a career department, we had a department for health and different services and all that. But at university, every single thing has a department. We have a writing center, we have an international student center, we have something for housing, we have something for career. In career, we have like another 10 departments. So there are a lot of departments, which I think can be slightly confusing as to when you need help, like who should you write an email to when there are like departments within departments. But ultimately, I think all these departments are there to help you succeed. So the amount of help that you can get and your networking can really increase using these departments at university. Now let's come to clubs and extracurriculars. At school, we had a bunch of clubs. We had a club for student council, we had NHS, we had a Model United Nations, we had a news team, different kinds of clubs. But at university, this club list just expands into more than 1,000 clubs, because you have clubs for every single thing you can even think of. You literally have clubs to discuss coffee making, like every single thing. And if you don't have a club like that, you can so easily start your own club. So I think at university, you can really develop new interests and grow your previous interests. And another difference in clubs is that at school, we had to audition for every single club. At least at my school, they were very selective. But at university, so many of the clubs, they don't even ask you to send them your resume or a writing sample, depending on the kind of club you want to join. You can just walk into a meeting and become a part of them. So I think you make a lot of friends through the clubs you join, because they have like-minded people, and you can really foster a sense of community joining these clubs at university. Planning your 4 years and planning your semester was something that was very, very new to me when I joined university. At school, you're given your schedule for that semester, for that year, and you stick to it, you follow it, you have it all planned out for you based on the subjects that you chose. Like I did the IB program, I had my 3 HLs, I had my 3 SLs, and we had this class on that day, and you just had to attend that class with that particular teacher or professor or whatever. At university, you are on your own. You are in charge of everything. And trust me, I learned this the hard way. You have to plan out your 4 years. Otherwise, you're not going to graduate on time, because there are so many requirements that you need to fulfill. Yes, you have an academic advisor who will help you through the process, but ultimately you are in charge of your education. You have to look at your major, you have to look at your minor if you're doing a minor, you have to look at your double major if you're doing a double major, you have to look at your other core classes and electives that you have to take, and you have to plan them out semester by semester. Yes, you will have a vague idea if there are a lot of options that you can choose from, but deciding what you want to do each semester becomes really important while at university. Schedule. At school, you were given a fixed schedule. It started at 8 a.m, it ended at 4:30 in the evening, and you followed that for 5 days a week, or maybe if you're in a different school, 6 days a week, and all of that. However, at university, it's really not like that. I have days which are weekdays in which I just have one class or have no class at all. Sometimes I have 4 classes lined together on, say, a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something like that, and then the weekends are free. You are in charge of how you want to spend your time. Nobody is even going to tell you to attend class. Nobody is going to hold you accountable. You yourself have to hold yourself accountable, which is why I think at university, people treat you like an adult so that you are prepared when that stage actually comes. You can have days in which you get up at 9 and then you have a class at 10. You can have days in which you want to get up at 12 and you actually do because you have a class only in the evening at say 6. And everything is really different. It just is on how you want to schedule your semester. And to my previous point, you're on your own. You have to handle everything on your own. You have to be independent. Now let's talk about classes. At university, it depends. You have some small seminar-based classes and some really large lectures with over 100 people or even 200 people. And one thing that was new to me, like I did not know before, was some of these lectures have an extra recitation session, which is basically if you have a lecture of say 100 people, 20 of those people are in one group, another 20 are in another group. So that 100 people are broken down into different groups, which are recitation sections, and they're headed by your teaching assistant so that you can discuss the topics in further detail. You can ask them for assignment help and all those things, which was something that was new to me. Again, it depends from university to university, but my university actually has that. And again, you're independent here. Nobody is going to force you to attend lecture. If you don't attend lecture, nobody's gonna email you saying that, oh, you missed your lecture. If attendance is mandatory for that one particular class, for example, seminar classes, like the small classes, most of them have like mandatory attendance at NYU, then maybe you will get your marks reduced. But ultimately, it's in your benefit to attend lectures because so many of these lectures, the content that they teach you is not in the textbooks, and so you will literally fail your exams and you will not do well in your assignments if you don't attend your lectures. So attending lecture is on you, totally on you. Another thing is, at school, everybody in a class knew everybody. But at university, nobody really cares. It's such a big class, or even in a small class, especially if you're doing it online, nobody really knows who you are. They might know your name if you keep your camera on. They might know your face, but that's that. You really have to go out of your way to become friends with someone. If you know one person well in your class, you will be lucky. Speaking of content, I was shook and I was very confused my first 2 weeks of university because of this thing known as a schedule. Now, I know at school we were given a schedule of when our exams or year-end exams would happen, and we would know that, okay, biology is this day, English is this day, history is that day, and we're done. But we never knew when each and every assignment or reading or paper or exam was due. At university, that happens. Literally a week or a few days before your classes start, a very long document filled with dates and reminders and important emails and important chapters is sent to you by a professor at university, and everything, the whole 6 or 5 months is mapped out for you. Every reading, every assignment, just everything is mapped out for you, which can be a little burdensome when you're looking through it at your first time, but in the end it actually helps you because then you can map everything out already on your calendar and you already know when everything is due, so you can start planning ahead and working ahead. And at university, your content, it varies. Some classes, they give you a lot of work, you're in class for 2 hours in a week, but you're spending 9 to 12 hours doing the work. So that independent learning and doing your work and learning on your own was something that was new to me, and something that's actually beneficial because then you are actually on top of everything, because before you go to a lecture, you've done that set of readings, you've understood it, and now you can discuss it further to clarify any doubts or whatever, just understand it well. And also at university, yes, you do have a lot of work. Okay, like I said, you probably are in a lecture for 2 hours a week, but you have 12 plus hours of work that you are supposed to do. But you also have more time, just because at school, maybe you had history lesson 4 days a week out of 5. But at university, you'll have a class for at max 2 days a week, and the rest of the days are there for you to cover up on the work and to start on your assignments. So yes, you do have a lot of work, but you also have more time to do it. And if you can plan your time well and you can plan ahead, you'll be fine. Ooh, I like this one. Professors and teaching assistants. Now, at school, your teacher would know you. Like, definitely. Like, they would know how you're doing in your class, what your grades are, what you maybe like and don't like, all of that. Like, they would at least know your face and your name. At university, you can't even guarantee that, especially if you're in a lecture filled with like 100 plus students, or even like 50 or 70 students. The professor probably won't know that you exist. You actually have to make an effort to go greet the professor, go to their office hours, go and say hi to them before lecture, after lecture, all of that, so that your professor would remember who you are. And really, all that becomes really important, because if you want to grow your networking, if you want to get letter of recommendations, especially if it's in a subject that you want to pursue a degree in, and you want to, go to grad school after that, or get a job in, or get an internship in, you have to make the effort to get to know your professors. And that is obviously very helpful. The concept of teaching assistants was also new to me, because these are people who are most probably in graduate school of the same university, and they're pursuing a degree sort of related to what they're teaching, and they are the people who actually grade your assignments, and they actually give you feedback and all of that, and they grade your exams. So getting to know them and sort of building a rapport with them, I think, becomes really important, because they are the ones who ultimately are in charge of you in those recitation sections of those big lectures. Whew, okay, that was one long list of like similarities and mainly differences that I saw at NYU and Kodaikanal International School. I don't know if it's the same for anybody else, or if it's different, or they have different opinions, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like it, subscribe, do all those things if you want to, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!